Hi, it's Jesse Jager with Jesse Jager Consulting. Trying out a longer form video here today to talk a little bit about why I think nonprofits matter and what's going on in our nonprofit community right now. I really strongly believe that nonprofits are the foundation of our local communities. They're meeting basic needs in our communities. They're providing food, they're providing shelter, they're giving us access to the arts. They're supporting the empowerment of voices that are usually knocked to the side by the powers to be, and just really critical to the day-to-day functions of our local communities here in Missoula and in communities across the country. They're also an economic engine across the nation. The Council on Nonprofits reports that 12.3 million people are employed by nonprofits organizations. And just right here in Montana, $3.6 billion are paid out by nonprofits in wages. That's an incredibly big part of our economy. People working every day to serve their neighbors, but also generating lots of economic power in our local communities as well. But we need to get real. Our not local nonprofits, our national nonprofits in general are really struggling right now. Many nonprofits, especially those that are in the service industry, supporting people on that day-to-day meeting basic needs, are seeing incredibly increases in the use of their services. Secondly, inflation also very much impacted our local nonprofits and our community nonprofits. It's costing a lot more to meet those basic needs to keep organizations operational, from making sure that competitive wages exist, to the basics of just paying utility bills. And right now, things have gotten even harder. Let's be real again, right? Our new administration has nonprofit organizations firmly in their crosshairs. That's particularly true of nonprofits that are serving immigrants and BIPOC folks and LGBTQ folks. Um, People doing DEI work are being called out directly by this administration, and those nonprofits and the people they serve are under direct attack. Not to mention, trillions of dollars in budget cuts and grant cuts are being proposed by this administration that will eliminate uh, trillions of dollars of support going into our communities, meeting very basic needs. And so our nonprofits are really, really struggling at this time. And it's time that we need to be thinking about that as supporters, as volunteers, as nonprofit staff, being real about what's going on and thinking about how are we going to organize to make sure that our nonprofit communities have what they need, organized to make sure that we're telling those stories about what impact we're making, and working together to particularly advocate with our most marginalized communities, our BIPOC, our immigrant, our LGBTQ communities, and standing with those nonprofits on a day-to-day basis. What do you think? What are you seeing nonprofits do in your community? Do you work for a nonprofit? You know, put your thoughts down in the comment section. I think I'm supposed to say like and subscribe. I don't know, but I'd be curious to hear what other people are thinking about. Why do our nonprofits matter? What's going on right now? What stories do you have about what's happening, and what can we do together to help support the sector that is so vital to everyday work that we do? Also, I want to just list out a couple nonprofits that my family is close to. I'd really encourage you to check out the National TPS Alliance. They're working really hard to make sure people here that are on temporary protective status, immigrants that are here on temporary protective status, that status gets extended, and supporting that community. That community is incredibly threatened right now. Empower Montana, former place that I've worked at, my kiddo Mars works there right now, working with LGBTQ and BIPOC youth. Check them out, provide some support to that crew. They're doing amazing work every day. My friends over at the Poverello Center, Missoula's shelter for houseless individuals, those Povlandians, those staff that work there, the people that are around the Poverello Center, doing incredible work every day to make sure, particularly in a cold day like it is here in Montana today, making sure people have a warm place to be. My friends at the Missoula Food Bank and Community Center, every day getting food out to kids, families, making sure everybody has enough on their table so that their families can thrive. And then the YWCA of Missoula, doing such incredible work in terms of keeping families sheltered, making sure families are safe from domestic violence, advocating in our community. Those are just 5 nonprofits that my family is directly involved with, and just wanted, as I'm talking about nonprofits that matter, I want to call out those nonprofits that we're working with and ask you to maybe think about joining us in that support. Like and subscribe if that's a thing for you. And we'll get this out and get this conversation going, and we'll have some more conversations coming up. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you soon.